It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi, and welcome to the Forum here on Eagle Television. It's great to have you watching along. We're going to be talking about javelin throwing right here, and our guest is Madison Wolf, and she is a national champion, Fort Hays State University javelin thrower, tosser. What do you call it when you throw a javelin?
You just call it javelin throwing typically. Some people call me like a spear chucker or something funny, but
spear chucker, that's another way I suppose you could do it, because frankly, when you look at what you do, how far did you throw that javelin spear?
My best is like 172 about, and then at nationals I threw it 161.
Well, let's talk about how you got started, because you grew up in
Bennington, Kansas.
And tell us about what you did in high school, because I assume you were in sports throughout high school?
Yes, I did like almost every sport: volleyball, basketball, softball, track. I ended up falling into javelin my senior year because I got sick with pneumonia and I didn't really feel like running. So I was like, I gotta find something that will fit what I can do, and I tried javelin, and I started out decent. I've always had a good arm, and then I ended up winning state my senior year.
Now, when you talk about doing that, when you say you have to have a good arm, does that mean like a softball throwing arm, or does that mean just in general, growing up, you a lot of things, throwing, that sort of thing?
I'd always been able to like keep up with the boys throwing a football or anything. Softball's a little different, but I could always throw a softball really well too, so.
It tied in with doing that.
Yep.
Now, when you go to high school, you do training, and then you get a chance, I understand, to go several places once you won state title in javelin. How did you decide on Fort Hays State?
I had already decided to like come here before, because I honestly was gonna be a walk-on for volleyball, and my heart was set here. I had like other offers from like a couple JUCOs, even Wichita State, but I knew that Fort Hays had a tradition of being good in javelin because of Michaela McPhail, and because I knew the coach was going to be good, I was like, Mom, I really want to go to Fort Hays, and we reached out to them. They didn't even reach out to me, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry we missed you, but here's a scholarship. So it worked out well. And
did you play volleyball at all, or did you just stay with the javelin?
I just did track because I've always had shoulder problems, and I didn't want to. Volleyball's harder on it than javelin for me, so.
Okay, talk about what you do to train for javelin, because you mentioned being sick, trying to do something, and it doesn't look like it's like there's work that goes into it. What do you do training-wise to throw the javelin well?
It's actually really rigorous. We work out lift weights 6 days a week during the preseason, so it's a lot of explosive weight training. So we're lifting heavy weights really often, and it's pretty taxing on the body. But then we throw 4 days a week where we're working on drills and form. So we put a lot of time in.
Now, you go to practice out at the new practice area out. Is that where you practice, or is there an indoor facility that you can use?
So throughout my career, we moved all over. At first, we were where the Greek buildings are now. There used to be a runway there. And then we were over at Hays High for a while because our new facility wasn't done. And then finally the new facility. And then during the winter months, we practice at the indoor where the football turf is.
Okay, now does that indoor use a different type of javelin, or is it the same type of javelin?
My coach made it. He's pretty creative. It's a javelin, like an old one that's broke, kind of, and he puts 2 golf balls on the end, and we throw into a big black tarp.
Okay, well, that works. Coaches are usually pretty good about those things, aren't they?
He is.
Now, you're at the national championship. Tell me about that event. Scary to be there? Or have you been there enough that it's like,
So
okay.
I had gone 4 times, and I ended up being an All-American all 4 times. So my senior year, I went in with like high expectations for myself because I was going in ranked first, and I was like, I know I can do this. I just gotta get one good throw. So your nerves are definitely going on that first throw, and it's a big deal. There's like the nation's best competitors there in D2, and you have to bring your A game if you want to.
So you get 3 throws?
You get 3, and then if you make it to finals, you get another 3.
So tell me about your first 3. How'd they go?
The first one, it's usually my best because I have that adrenaline pumping, but I was kind of reserved because I was facing an ankle injury, and it wasn't a very good throw. But then my second one, I was like, okay, you have to do this. And there was a skyline because we were in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I just focused on a tall building, and I was like aimed at it, and it flew nice. So that was.
And that got you into the finals?
Yes.
Or do those distances still qualify going forward? So
those qualify. I actually won with my second throw. So when I went up for my 6th and final throw, like it was a little emotional because I knew I had won, because I was the last one to go because I was ranked first going into finals.
Well, it's exciting when you go through a career like that. That's your last throw, and all of a sudden there you are. 4 All-Americans. What were your All-American honors in earlier?
So my freshman year I got 6th. My sophomore year I got 4th. My junior year I got 6th, and then finally I got 1st my senior year.
Well, what a cool deal. Tell me about the team at Fort Hays. When you talk about, track and field doing that, there's a beautiful new facility out there.
Yes,
Tell me about that.
It's a great facility. So we have our new head coach from last year, Jason McCullough. He's done a good job. Like, we've all gotten, so we didn't used to get
Now,
gear.
he's a runner, right?
He's a runner, yes.
Does he make you run a lot?
No.
I mean, you might be watching this right
No,
now.
our assistant coach, well, my main coach, he keeps us away from running too much.
Okay.
But he's done a good job unifying our team and finding good athletes to bring in to help improve the quality of our track team.
Well, it's fun to see that happen, fun to see the success at Fort Hays, because you look across the board, whether it be football, basketball, volleyball, all the sports out there, to see how well the Fort Hays State Tigers do in the country.
It's coming along. Like, all of our programs, they've gotten great over the last few years, so it's cool to see and be a part of.
Well, Madison, we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back and find out what you would suggest for maybe some young javelin throwers.
Okay.
See what they would like to do, and then talk about what's up next, because you graduated Fort Hays. We'll talk about what you're doing next. Our guest, Madison Wolf, is a national champion in javelin throwing for Fort Hays State University. Back with more after this.
Hays Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region. With more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery, Hays Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hays Med, helping people be healthy.
Eagle Communications is your ultimate business partner. We provide business class phone with customizable features and fast, reliable internet. Your knowledgeable team at Technology Solutions has a broad base of IT services to meet your needs. Let the experts at Marketing Solutions get your message to the right people on the best platforms. The only piece missing is your business. Call Eagle Communications today at 877-61-EAGLE.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum program here on Eagle Community Television. It's great to have you watching, because if you have any ideas, suggestions, future guests you'd like to see right here, let me know. Gary.Shorman@eaglecom.net. You can also go on to Facebook and under ECTV Forum, ECTV Forum, send your suggestion there as well. Our guest is a national champion from Fort Hays State University in javelin throwing. And Madison, we went into the break talking about what you would tell young athletes getting started, because the first thing, in first grade they don't give you a javelin and say start going.
Yeah,
so when do you start? When do the best javelin, you started as a senior,
Right.
But I assume there's training before that as well.
So in Kansas, you can't do it in junior high, I don't believe. So freshman year could be your first year to try it. I got a late start, so honestly I didn't know any of that until my senior year, but
And your coaches, did they help you with that too, getting started? Because somebody said, hey, Madison, go throw the javelin.
so I think it was my parents helped me out, kind of like, I think you've got a good arm, give this a try if you don't want to run. So at Bennington, we are really a running-centered track program. So I didn't exactly have a coach that knew all about javelin. I had a coach who helped me as much as he could with what he knew, but for high school, I really just depended on natural ability.
Do that. Well, it's great to have you here on the program. Congratulations on being a national championship, or winning a national championship. One thing I'd like to ask, though, because you graduated,
Yes.
You're now a graduate student. What do you have on the horizon?
So I'm getting my master's in medical management, so my MBA in that. And right now I am a graduate teaching assistant. So this is my last year, and next year I'm kind of looking into pharmaceutical sales.
Very interesting. You don't want to go back and be coached, or you might do that at some point?
I think some point in the future I could see myself doing that, because I'm definitely going to miss the competition and everything that goes with sports, so I could see myself in the future pursuing that.
Well, Madison, it's great to have you on the program here, and great to see Fort Hays State, so many good student athletes there, so many good students that participate and win on the national level. You're one of those, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Our guest, Madison Wolf, national champion in D2 for Fort Hays State University. She throws a javelin, throws it a long way. Your winning throw was 161.1?
Yep.
That's a long way down the field. Again, thanks for watching The Forum on Eagle Television, brought to you by Hayes Med and by Eagle Communications, our community connected.